Hi YouTube, so this is my review of the Rokinon 85mm T1.5 Cine full frame lens with declicked aperture. I bought mine on the Canon EF mount and it's good for full frame sensors, it's good for crop sensors, and my lens was off eBay. I inspected the lens when I received it meticulously, looking for any dings or any signs of it being dropped or abused or anything like that in any way. I always shine a torch or flashlight into the glass itself and look for any fungus. There were none of that. There were no scratches on the body. It was described as great condition. I would say it was mint condition, and there were no dust in the lens elements or anything like that. So great lens. I'll just run through a few of the specifications, then I'll run through why I bought the lens, what I'm using it for, and then I'll give you my review. So this review is not going to be too technical. There's lots of reviews on YouTube which are quite technical about this. This is just going to be my personal thoughts and feelings about this lens. So a bit about the specification. As I said, full frame, can be used on a crop sensor as well. Aperture is T1.5. It goes to a 22. It has 8 blades for the iris, and the minimum focusing distance is just over a meter, so it's 1.1 meters, which is the equivalent of 3.6 feet if you're in imperial. And if you want to get an ND filter for this, which I would say definitely get an ND filter if you want to keep your shutter speed double your frame rate, then filter size is 72mm. Also, if you're new to ND filters, it's a bit like having sunglasses or shades for your lens, so you can keep your aperture quite wide open to get that lovely attractive bokeh, a nice shallow depth of field, which is one of the reasons I bought this lens. I've just given that away actually, so I was going to do that later on in the video, but one of the reasons I bought this lens was the vintage look, dare I say cinematic look, where we've got imperfections, we've got lens flares and things like this. So that leads me on to say that the eBay seller for this lens, when I was buying it, did disclose very honestly that the lens had a couple of teeth had broken away from it and it wasn't fitting on correctly. It was kind of working its way off the lens hood. So he did say a little bit of paper could help to secure it. I did kind of an hour about buying it, and then I thought, well, what is the purpose of a lens hood? It's obviously to keep out lens flare, and I want to let in lens flare because I want that weird and wacky kind of look. So, but it's also to protect the lens as well, in case you kind of walk into a wall or anything like that, so the lens might take the brunt of that impact. So I thought, well, at the end of the day, I looked on YouTube and I saw that some people use a bit of elastic band to hold it on, or like the seller said, you can use a bit of paper. So I thought, well, it's not the end of the world, or I can buy a lens hood, probably for about £10 anyway. So what I've been doing so far is I've just been using an ND filter, you know, just to keep out any dust and things like that. So that's absolutely no problem for me. One of the good things about this lens is the declicked aperture, so this obviously facilitates smooth iris pulls, and you can use a traditional follow focus. It's outfitted with industry standard gearing, aperture control rings and the focus. It is manual focus, so if you're looking for autofocus lens, this is not for you. But I promise you, autofocus has let me down a lot when I've been shooting video, and it's great for when you're doing run and gun. It's great for when you've got like a 2 or 3 camera setup and you don't have a second or third camera person. To have autofocus when you're filming an interview and the interviewee is moving backwards and forwards. But if you're trying to really nail focus, then it can let you down. does suffer from chromatic aberration, but you can remove that a lot of the time in post. And a lot of the time for the stuff that I'm shooting, I'm bought this lens for a lot of 4K B-roll. It's fantastic for that. So yeah, it's a fantastic lens, and I highly recommend it if you're in any way into video cinematography and you want something with that dreamy, creamy bokeh, and you want something which is going to be flattering for your subjects, you want lens flares. This has got all of that. So have a look at this footage throughout this video, and if you like it, then £200, 200 UK pounds is an absolute bargain for this lens. See you in another video.